are with it, and perhaps how interested you are in looking into it yourself. Because when you look into it yourself, I think it gives you kind of a sense of calmness. And I think that you can really only be fully comfortable with yourself when you identify with both sides. But my family is kind of a model for the wider community because not everyone is always going to accept you. So you just have to be happy within yourself with who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So what challenges has AISA faced?
Well, perhaps in the creation of our publication, we faced kind of opposition from forces that we hadn't counted on, kind of. We expected that the community would embrace it. However, let's see, like the Department of Admissions currently funds the creation of what's called the Black Book. So the Black Book is kind of a similar note, a recruitment and retention publication for African Americans. They're currently also creating a video to promote or to recruit African American students. So they have put a lot of money into the recruitment of African American students, which I think is great. But when we went to them with the proposal for a recruitment tool for Native American students, they said that they wouldn't fund it. They told us that we should make a web page instead. So they weren't supportive at all. So we had to do all of the searching for funding on our own. We had to get around $5,000 to print this. Luckily, our graphic work was done for free by a fellow Native. But it just wasn't the kind of hospitality that we would expect. And we saw that others were put before us. And when asked the reason kind of why we wouldn't get funding or support for this publication, we were told that Native American students have too few numbers to kind of focus on their recruitment. All they currently got was phone calls after they were admitted to kind of ask them if they had any questions and things like that. And that is, of course, helpful, but it's not the same as getting a personalized book. Because I know when I was an incoming freshman, I received the Black Book, and it made me so happy because on my visit, I didn't see any Black people. So it was refreshing to see a book where people look like me. There were things catered to me. There were salons that did African American hair that I could find and things like that. So we wanted to offer that experience to Native American students. So because we did this work on our own, now the admissions department will accept it. So we're just really happy that we will be able to get this out to incoming freshmen, hopefully for a few years to come.
So is your next project possibly doing a film?
We've been thinking about that. We
can help with that.
We'll hopefully be coordinating webinars with incoming students that the university will set up. We'll be sending out letters from perhaps me, our faculty advisor, to incoming students. I've been invited to attend a kind of Native American recruitment event in LA, so that should be great. We're definitely trying to pursue any avenues that we can. It just can be hard at times because we're so small and we're all very busy people. So it's just very hard without kind of the support that we would want from the campus.
And next we have probably the most important question. What kind of future do you want to see for Native college students, and what steps can we take to get there?
Well, I want to see more Native students at all campuses in the United States. Doing this publication, we became very aware of the fact that Native American students are currently 0.7% of UCSB's student demographic, which means it's about 200 students or less that identify as Native at the school. So part of that could be because some students don't feel comfortable identifying as Native, but also it's because there aren't many Native students in colleges of kind of all levels. So junior colleges, community colleges, and of course research institutions like UCSB. So I think this can be remedied by kind of creating awareness of the opportunities that are there in place to help Native students, scholarships and financial aid that are specifically for them, which we have some in the publication, There are also websites that list things like that. And then also publications like this and help from schools to tell Native students that there is a community waiting for them when they come, with support, with people like them that can offer them help and kind of just a sense of community as they're away from home.
Well, Alaina, I am definitely motivated by this interview, and on behalf of AIM Santa Barbara, I want to thank you for coming on our show.
Alaina, before we end the show, I just had a quick question, and that was, we're going into April. Does AISA have any upcoming events, anything that you might want the community to know and help support in May or June or through the summer?
Well, I believe it's April. This will be posted on our Facebook page as well, so you can go look at that. Again, you can search UCSB AISA. There's a space in between UCSB and AISA. We have a film screening of the documentary Real Engine, which focuses on the portrayal of Native Americans in film, which is very important because film is often a disseminator to the public. And what they see in films, they often think is real. And that's often an outdated, dead version of an Indian, which doesn't show the wide variety of Native American cultures and the fact that we're still very alive and kicking, and there's so much culture revitalization going on right now.
For more information on the American Indian Student Association, please contact alaina.elizabeth@yahoo.com. And for more information on AIM Santa Barbara, please go to www.aimsb.org.
And before we close, if anybody out in the community is interested, there's going to be a rally at the Cal State Long Beach. It's called 00 Oversight and Funding, and it's regarding the horrible editorial that was done in the newspaper. So many of the AIM Southern California members are going to be attending that to show support to the students out there. So we're hoping that maybe some of the AISA students would like to go down on Wednesday, April 6th. And 'cause I'm sure that the students there would be happy to have you guys also show your support. And again, if there's any questions or any more information, we've been showing Alaina's email address there on the screen. And we are so happy to have you on the show. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I've been lucky enough to be very accepted in the Santa Barbara community, and most people in the Santa Barbara Native community are mixed race as well, be it Mexican, Caucasian, whatever. They can identify with my struggle, and they can identify with the desire to identify with both of your racial heritages.
And following that, what challenges have AISA faced?
Well, AISA has, as I said, been involved in the creation of this recruitment and retention publication. And with that, we faced, how do I say this? We didn't expect to get resistance from the people